Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. It's weather in 5 days, 5 minutes as we finish up the week. This is the third day of January 2020, and we've got some rain that moved through overnight that is now moved out offshore. Looks like we're going to be in a bit of a break today, other than a spotty shower or a little bit of patchy light rain that might pop up in one or two spots. I think we're going to wait till later tonight into tomorrow morning to get into the next round. So in the meantime, it'll just be relatively dreary conditions, although it will be on the mild side. This weather system will move along. Weather conditions are going to improve for Sunday, and we don't see any consequences, at least down along the coast, certainly. There will be no changeover to sleet or wet snow before it ends. If you want to go well into upstate New York and on up into central New England, where there could be a 1 to 3 or 2 to 4 inch snowfall from this, that's one thing. But it was never really on the table to any large extent along coastal areas, in spite of what some folks out there might have been telling you. So let's roll along. And also, even though the weather pattern has gotten a bit more active, it's not exactly rip-roaring major storm criteria across the United States. Yes, we do have flash flood watches and some flood advisories today in parts of the Tennessee Valley and in parts of the Gulf states. We also have some high wind issues up in Montana and Wyoming, and a little bit of winter weather action up into the Pacific Northwest. But look at the Northeast and down into the northern Mid-Atlantic states. There's really nothing of seriousness going on. So at least we have, from that standpoint, the absence of major storms going forward. In terms of total rainfall, we didn't get a whole lot of rain overnight. When it's all said and done, we're going to wind up with about 3/4 of an inch to 1.25 inches of rain from this particular round of precip that we're dealing with. This is a 7-day forecast map that goes into next Friday. So there's another weather event that might it might happen here later Tuesday into Wednesday. In the meantime, you see a lot of activity up in the Northwest with some heavy rains there, and the rest of the western half of the U.S. is quiet. The eastern half, again, some heavier rains in some places, but nothing that is really extraordinary. The radar loop this morning, you see that first batch of rain now off the New Jersey coast and exiting Long Island. The second batch is further to the west, and that lines up down in through the Tennessee Valley and the lower Ohio Valley, and continues to extend down into Louisiana and Mississippi with even some thunderstorms. There's a marginal risk for severe weather in parts of the central Gulf states today, but a very, very small area geographically, so we're not really overly concerned. And when we look at the U.S. satellite loop, a lot of clouds streaming up still from the Gulf of Mexico northeastward. So this is really going to keep things rather dreary from northeast Virginia on up into southern New England until we can get rid of all of this, which we will do. And when we take a look at how the weather models are handling this, you're seeing this first round of rain. It went through, it's offshore and done. Now we'll wait for this second round. Doesn't really get that far north, by the way. Look, north of New York City, there's not a whole lot that happens here. It's more south and west down into New Jersey and Pennsylvania and down into northeast Virginia and Maryland for overnight into Saturday morning. One last batch during Saturday morning that moves up more to the north. It's low pressure, comes out of Pennsylvania and heads off the New Jersey coast and off the coast of Long Island. Even here in areas up to the north in upstate New York and northern New England, there's not a whole lot of snow that's being generated. And then it goes out. A windy day on Sunday, especially in the morning. Weather conditions improve. And then we've got a bit of a warm front that could produce some snow in parts of upstate New York and New England come Monday. But overall, not really seeing anything too important here. I think the weather for Sunday looks good, other than some arriving clouds. Monday we'll have clouds and some sun after that weather system goes by. And then we've got another wave of low pressure dealing with a little bit of rain and maybe some snow on the northern fringe of this. Tuesday night, late Tuesday night into early Wednesday. I'm not really seeing anything here that's worth worrying about with that particular low. And yet another one is going to follow toward the end of the week and into next weekend. And while the models are not showing it all that well, this might be one where we'll have to see how much cold air bleeds in from the north. It's hard to imagine that there would be a lot here to have any serious issues. And then that goes out, and guess what? One more time, we've got another one that follows. So it's a very busy weather pattern, but we don't really see a whole lot of activity in terms of major storms out of this. This is what's going to happen in terms of snow. We're looking at maybe a coating to an inch or so in part. This is, by the way, through Monday afternoon. I'm sorry, Monday morning, 7 a.m. So we're talking a coating to an inch in parts of western Pennsylvania down into West Virginia. This is all after this low moves out, by the way. In upstate New York and into Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, it looks like a general 1 to 3, 2 to 4 inch snowfall. And then you head down further south, you see the amounts really cut off. What's being generated here around New York City and Long Island is from that warm front that the model is showing coming through for Sunday night into early Monday morning. So it's kind of a mix of two systems here. The bottom line is for most of us, it's not going to be any big deal at all. And with respect to temperatures, as far as today is concerned, we're looking at readings being constrained a bit because of the cloud conditions, upper 40s in southern New England, low to mid 50s, southern Pennsylvania, southern New Jersey, down into Maryland and Virginia. For Saturday, we're going to actually hold these temperatures up a bit, could reach 60 or better in Washington, D.C., Baltimore, South and West, only in the 40s in southern New England. And then the low goes by. We'll start to turn colder here on Sunday. Probably looking at highs that are going to be settling in the mid-30s to lower 40s. This map hasn't quite updated yet. It's trying. But Sunday will definitely be colder, and we'll be dealing with a gusty wind. So that pretty much sums it up for Weather in 5, which has turned into Weather in 7. And we will update things throughout the day. We've got our YouTube live stream, the Joe and Joe Weather Show will be on my YouTube channel, Joe Cioffi, at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, so you might want to tune in for that. By the way, I wrote a long-range piece yesterday about what to expect over the next 2 weeks. If you want to take a look at that, that's on my website, meteorologistjoecioffi.com, and you can also read that on the free weather app, the Meteorologist Joe Cioffi weather app, which you can download on Google Play or on the App Store. There are links all over the place for that. There's links on my Facebook page for that. Just got to find them. Or just go in and search Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. So have a great day and a great weekend. We'll see you later.